Hi y'all, it's Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings, and here is the third project that I started to do 2 weeks ago or 2 times ago, and I felt like it was too long. So this is just another project very similar to the last two that I've done that uses up some of this 6x6 paper that we all have hanging around, getting in the way. So this is the same type of little thing that we've been making out of the 6x6 paper, except this is designed to be a belly band. So if we get our journal, which I have kept right down here, so we have a page here, and we can put this, no flap over the page. You can put it anywhere you want to on the page. If you want to put it down here, if you want to put it up here, if you want it, wherever you want to put it. And then this tape here is nothing but a kind of a message for me, because my memory's so bad these days and I can't remember who I am or what I was doing. So I put the tape on there. That tells me that that is the only place I need to put glue. Okay, so then that's going to make us a piece of glue here, piece of glue here, put it down, and I lost my card. Here it is. This little card will slide right in behind here, and it will fit in, I think this is a, well, it's an 8.5 piece of paper, so that's 11 divided by 5.5 by 8. So if you wanted to make this a little smaller, you could, or if you wanted to hang it out on the edge of the page a little bit, you could. That's entirely up to you. You could also turn it around this way and cut it down a little bit. It won't quite fit between those pieces of tape there, so you can see it's just about maybe 1/4 of an inch too tall, but you could certainly cut that down and then have your belly band card sitting straight up. That's okay too, whatever you want to do. So this is our little project. This is all there is to it. It's just one piece of 6x6 paper, and I rounded the edges here to make it a little more exciting. Put some flowers and lace on it, as y'all know I like to do. This little card will fit in this flap or this pocket. This little tag will fit in that pocket, and I designed this one so that this tag will go in sideways, and so you'll have all this luscious, beautiful lace everywhere. And so that's what we're going to make today. I inked my flowers. Got them a little too dark. I will say I got them a little too dark, but I kind of like them. So they are what they are. Next time I'll be a little lighter handed. So, all right, well, let's get to it and let's make one of these. Now, these are my cards. I'll tell you about the sizes in just a minute when we get to that. This is the one we're going to do today. This page is slightly, well, it's right at 6 and a little less than 6. So, but I took a 6x6 piece of paper and I just edged the edges so that it'd be a little cooler, a little more fun. I want this to sit up this direction so that this is like our belly band here. I want this sitting up this way and not this way. Okay, so that being said and decided, I'm going to turn this page in half. Okay, right down the center. Okay, so that's going to be our belly band. Then we're going to fold, let's see, how did I do this? Fold this down. And how I do that? Boo, boo, boo. Sometimes I'm doing it from the wrong side. Good Lord gracious sakes, I felt like I was in the Twilight Zone for a moment. I thought, that is not making any sense at all. I was trying to do it from this direction, and it didn't work. So, put your fold on the left side. Fold this back. You can score it or measure it however you want to do it, but I'm just going to kind of eyeball it a little bit. Doesn't have to be terribly big. About 3/4 of an inch to an inch. And of course I didn't get that straight either, so I don't think I've ever folded anything in my life straight the first time. So there we go. Much better when you do it the right direction. I am so sorry, y'all. Oh well, this is my life, living in chaos, upside down, sideways, whatever. We got it. All right, so we're going to ink up the sides here, and it just makes it easier to ink. Now you notice we did not fold this side down. Okay, we did not fold that down like we've done in the past. We are going to leave this page flat, and that's going to make our belly band just a tad wider. Okay, so we'll just go right on around. Now, because it is going to be glued down on the bottom and the top, we're not going to have to worry about inking the back. But I do want all the sides pretty and inked, so I'll make sure that's all done. And then we will ink out here, because this is going to be the closure to our second pocket. We're going to have basically 3 pockets, or 2 pockets and a belly band. So I guess that's probably a more appropriate way to say it. And then we'll ink these little edges here. Very cute. Okay. So we're done with that for the moment. Now then, we're going to glue this side and this side so we make our little pocket right here. If I can find my glue, I'll just use this. It's open, so that works for me. Glue the top and the bottom and let it sit for just a minute. And because I am going to, well, let me do this first. This time we're going to come in here and do this side just at the top, just at the bottom, because this is going to be our pocket number 2. Okay, so we'll fold that around. So now we're going to have a little pocket here and a little pocket here, and then this is going to be our belly band. I hope that makes sense. Okay, now then, because I'm going to put this in my stash, I turned it over to the back, and I'm going to go ahead and put my double-sided tape on it so that I will remember when it comes time what I'm supposed to do. So, as y'all can tell from a minute ago, sometimes I just go blank and forget what I was doing. So, this is just a reminder for me, and what I'll do is peel the backing off of this tape. When it comes time, I'll just peel the backing off of the tape, put a strip of glue there, and put it down on my book, on my page. Okay? So, there is the unit itself. Now, it's ready to be decorated and added parts and whatever we need to do to it. So, I have made 3 cards. Now, what did I do with them? They are here. And this is the one that goes in the back. This is the one that goes in here. And this is the one that goes in here. And I just used regular cardstock. This is sort of a linen cardstock. because I liked the texture of it. And I made like little stair step, so you can see here. I added an inch this way and this way each time. So this first one is 2.5 by 3.5. 2.5 by 3.5. I increased an inch on each side and made this one 4.5 by 3.5. And this one 4.5 by 5.5. So I just chose to do that because it was easy and math is not a thing. So I didn't want to get into something very complicated. So that's what I did. And these are my little samples. So I, again, wouldn't forget what I had done. So I'm going to put those on there and put those back in my stash so I can remember next time I decide to make one what I did. So here we go. So we have this one, and what did I do with my, here we go. These are my cards, and I've got some pretty little papers and some backings to put on them. So these are going to have to be trimmed a little bit, but that's okay. I thought, well, since this was blue, that I would decorate the front with some blue flowers. But this one is exactly the size of the card in height, not in width. So what I think I'm going to do is cut it off so that it fits with a little border around it like that. Okay? That makes sense. And I'm just going to kind of, like I said, I'm just going to eyeball this. I eyeball about as well as I cut, so no big deal. No big deal one way or the other. And so I'll get my little cutter out here. I'm just going to do these straight edges. Now I can't find my pencil mark. I know I put a pencil mark on there. Holy moly, guacamole. Yep, right there. Okay. Right in the middle of that flower. Right there where I see it now. Okay, we're going to cut that off. Probably would have been better if I'd have cut half off of the top and half off of the bottom, but I didn't do that. So there we go. And we're just going to make a little frame for this card. Okay? And so then let's go ahead and cut the papers for these others while I'm cutting and in the cutting mode with my brain. So I'm just going to do this the same way. Would really like that to be in the center of this one. So I'm going to cut off a little bit off of that side, and we'll figure out how much to cut off of this side, because I want my flower in the middle. I actually can cut off a little bit more of that, and then we'll put this right here. Want it to be about the same size framing. It doesn't have to be exact. The measuring police are not going to come and check and make sure it's all the same. So we'll do this one right here, and we'll do this one right here. Okay, there we go. Now if I can find the little mark again. Okay, here we go. Twirling it around, getting it right. And I think I did this one on the bottom, so it's right there. And these little pieces will go in my nubbin stash for collaging or whatever. So there we go. That's not very safe, is it? All right, so there we go. Got that one. And then we'll do this one. And I think, well, I could do it that way, but I really like this way. So I'm going to fold it that way. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're going to pull this up here so I can kind of see. We'll cut that right there and cut that right there. And those in our nubbin bucket. And then we're going to see how far up we need to do. And I think that looks pretty good. So we'll cut it about right here. Okay, and we are ready to ink and get our little cards made. I am so sorry I have so much ink and glue on my hands. I've made all 3 of these videos, one right after the other. They're not going to post all at the same time, but I've got them all made at the same time, which is where I'm wearing the same clothes and I have the same dirty hands. That's okay. Now, do we want to do anything to the corners? And I think we do, because we always need to do that. Except now I can't find my little corner punching thing. Oh, it's because it's over here. Alright, so we're going to do this one. And we'll just punch these all real quick. We'll go ahead and do all of them so that we won't have to look for this little doobie-dobby again. I tell you, are any of y'all that way? Do you put something down and then you spend the next 30 minutes hunting it? You know, I have said many times I spend more time hunting something I just had than I do actually crafting, I think. And it's somewhere on this table. I know that it's somewhere because I just had it. But putting my hands on it is sometimes a very different thing. Okay. I knew I had 3 of those. Here we go. We'll do this one and then we'll ink and be pretty much done. So, kind of looks outside like it's going to rain here. We've had some rain lately, but they just said we weren't supposed to have any today, but it sure looks rainy. Looks overcast out there. Okay, we're done with that little jobber. And then I'm going to put all of these. I'll gather this up and throw all of these in the trash over here. So I don't have to keep dodging those. Now we'll get our inker and we'll just ink around. On the paper, we only have to ink on the front because it is going to be glued down, so we're not going to have to worry about that so much. We'll put those over there. Do them separately, otherwise I won't remember what I need to ink and what I don't need to ink. And there we go. Just ink around. This paper is pretty thin, so it'd be hard to use it for a tag by itself, but when I'm using it on top of cardstock, it works pretty nicely. So, and I like the flowers and the print of the paper, so that works. A friend of mine gave me a whole little pad of these papers, and they're just so cool. So I was getting ready to do a blue journal, so I guess she was preparing me. Knock that off on the floor. They have some blue flowers. Now then, the tag itself, wow, got a little carried away there. We're going to do both sides. And y'all know I do like pretty dark edges, so sometimes I get a little carried away with the ink, but that's okay. That's okay. That's why I kind of go around. I feel like a hairdresser sometimes. You know how when they're dealing with dyeing somebody's hair or something, they always get dye on their hands and it stays forever and a day. That's kind of how I feel. Of course, I don't think they do that much anymore because I think now they're wearing gloves, but that's cool. fun, especially now that all the cool colors of hair are out there and you get to play and experiment. My granddaughter went to cosmetology school and then got sick at the end and was unable to finish, so I'm hoping that someday she'll be able to go back and finish that. She was really good at it. So alrighty, there we go. Now then we're going to start gluing this stuff down, and we'll get our biggest one for our biggest tag, and the water is not what I need. I need the glue. So we'll put some glue on here, and my glue's kind of got a covering on it, so we need to get that off. Alright, let's give this another try. Okay, here we go. Now, blue is not really one of my favorite colors, but I've really gotten into blue lately. I don't really know what's the deal, but we're going to center that pretty much as close as we can. Set that aside and let it dry just a little bit. We'll go to the next one. And put some glue on this one. There we go. I did a pretty good job of measuring those with just eyeballing. I always get excited when I do something good. And this one. And these little tags probably need a little something else. I may put some words on it, some lace or something like that. I'm not going to do that now, simply because I want them to be plain when I get ready to use them for my journal. That one's not quite as uniform as the others, but it works for me. Okay, oh, I don't need to fold that up because I decided I would put a little journaling spot on the back, and these are so cool. So I have two for the big one. I have one for the little one. So let's get this little one here. And they're not really very big. They don't have a big journaling spot. You don't have to put these on there, but I had them and was doing some rearranging and everything, and I found these, and I thought, oh my Lord, I've had those like forever in 10 days. So I need to use them up because I've made a decision that I am going to use up my stuff. But let's do it right and get it right side up. Okay, there we go. Just an extra little spot. You could leave the card blank if you want, and that would be fine too, whatever you like. But I had these, and so I thought, well, I have them. I either need to use them or get rid of them, and so I thought, well, I'll just use them up. And the cool thing about these little tags is that they are supposed to be, yeah, there it comes. They're self-adhesive on the back. Is that not cool? So it saves up a little time. So I'm going to put you right there in the center. And there you go. Now how cute is that? And then we will get this one. We don't need the glue right now because they're self-adhesive. Now, it's kind of hard to tell which is the top and the bottom, but I think I'm going to make that the top. Alright, so I have this one, and I have two of these that are different, but I thought I'd put two of them on here. I had them and needed to use them and wanted to see what it looks like, how it works. So we'll do that one, and then this one is kind of like a little check-off list of things. So you could, I don't know what you could make a grocery list, I guess. I don't know. Okay, we're going to try to get this one off of here. And this is like getting those little butterflies and things off of those little acetate pieces. I have the hardest time, and I don't know a better way to do it. There we go. Okay, so we'll put this one right down here. Okay, and then we'll do one more. Oh, that one came right off. I'm getting better. And we're going to put this one right up here. Probably should have scooted that up a little bit, but I didn't. So there we go. All right, so we are done with those tags. Now, what did we do with our little dibby dobby we made? Here it is. All right. Now, do we want to do anything to this? I think that I put some flowers on this and decorated that really cute and used the lace and everything. But I think on this one I'm going to wait because I'm not real sure what journal I'm going to use this in and what kind of little embellishments or little things. I don't know whether to use flowers or tickets or what. So I'm going to leave it kind of plain for right now and try to get some of this glue off my hands. Just present it that way. Okay, so let's get our little journal out. Oh no, I've got my string tied up in my chair. Oh. Ooh. I'm going to have to turn that around and get it done. So we're just going to use a piece of paper here. So I'm not going to make y'all wait while I do that. So this is our journal page. Here it is. And we're going to take this little thing, we're going to undo the tape, and we're going to stick it down on the inside of on the center of our page. We're going to pretend that's the center. This page will go this direction. This one goes in this pocket, and you can turn it sideways or whatever. I wouldn't turn it this way, it'd make it stick out way too far, but that way works perfectly. And then we can put this little one right here in this one, and this one's a little easier to kind of turn cockeyed. So that one's a little simpler than the other one that we did, but it's still very pretty. And when we get ready to put it in our journal, we'll fancy it up some and put some lace and buttons and pearls and who knows what on that, and that will be absolutely beautiful. Okay, so that's the one we made today. This is the prototype that we had, and here's the card for this one. And put that one down in here. So there would be that look. And it looks really nice when it's got all the lace and decorations and things on it. You can turn that one kind of cockeyed. This one, if you have enough room on your page, if your page is wide enough, you could turn it like this. But I specifically made it to go so that the lace is on the outside, lace is on the outside. And that worked. That worked pretty nicely. So, all right. So there we go. There are our belly bands made out of one sheet of 6.5 paper pad, 6 by 6 paper pad. Let's say it correctly. And I hope y'all enjoyed that. Hope you will make one for yourself. They're a lot of fun. They're really simple. I'm just really slow. So you could probably make this in about 10 or 15 minutes if you craft pretty quickly. But I have to think about it for a minute and look at it and try this and try that. And so, you know, that's part of the fun for me. So I enjoy doing that. Anyway, if you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Come back. I'm Still trying to find ways to use up these paper pads. It's really difficult when you only use one sheet at a time. So, and I have a stack, and this is just the ones that I pulled out. I have a whole 2 drawers left over there, so I have plenty of paper pads. So let's use them up, come up with some neat ideas. If you come up with a new way to do this, please let me know. I'll give it a try, and we'll see where it takes us. So thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you had a good time. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We would love to have you as part of our family, creative family here at Pink Dragonfly Wings. And if you get a few minutes, check out my Shopify store. It's at www.pinkdragonflywings with a Z on the end.com, and see if we have anything in there that you like or need or just want. So anyway, that's all for today. I appreciate you coming and spending the time with me, and I look forward to next time. In the meantime, you be creative. Bye.